Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Good Mood Podcast Overworld Glitches Mentor Tournament 2020. This is the bronze match facing up against the number 1 seed Schulzer and the number 2 seed krelbel. This is going to be, of course, Overworld Glitches. We have no sword. We're going to be doing a bunch of glitches within the overworld. And my name is Professor Renderer. Joining me is Kono Tyran. How are you doing?
Hello. I am doing well. Doing quite well. These runners should be getting off here any second. This is the bronze match. So we are fighting for third place here in the Mentor Tournament brackets. I don't remember if you actually said that. And they're off.
Yep, this is the bronze match. So the top seeds, number 1 Schulzer and number 2 krelbel, are trying to find themselves in third place as we get ourselves our first map check.
I saw a green pendant on Eastern and a blue on Hera. I did not catch Desert.
That was a 5/6 crystal on my playback.
5. Okay.
And of course, krelbel is running with his MSU shuffler and sprite shuffler, while Schulzer is playing as a green dragon character. I don't know what his actual name.
I don't know either. Yeah, sprite shuffle. Oh, it's great. Ooh, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the live shuffler that he has, where every like handful of seconds, the MSU reshuffles itself. So you'll
lovely.
hear like a wide variety of different tracks from all sorts of MSU packs that he has. I think he told me around 35. There's actually my MSU pack too, one of mine actually. That was actually the Drawn to Life MSU pack.
Nice. So far, not so much from these beginning checks. Just a red boomerang, which people will debate its usefulness. Some people like it, some people don't.
I personally say that the red boomerang is probably the better one of the bunch, because of the fact that you can do splash deletions with it.
Yeah. Bush crab, not super useful. Just small magics. I mean, a little bit useful, but there are better ones. Fairy poultry, though. Getting a large amount of money right off the bat for krelbel's side, which makes just a few things a lot nicer. Being able to, when you go into category, go afford the bottle vendor, and eventually King's Aura money and pod money.
I like the Force of Illusion music for this Lost Woods.
Nothing too big in terms of divergence at the beginning. There's just so many checks here in category go. It is pretty much every runner's first, or one of their very first spots, because it's just so rich with items.
Yeah, typically a lot of players will start doing this sequence just to get a lot of bombs out of the gate, because most of the time you're gonna find a lot of junk. So it's prime for finding bombs and such. But krelbel wanting to play it safe, grabbing the 10 bombs. We also get our first sword out of the well, along with the Quake Medallion.
Overworld Glitches medallions are slightly less useful in that you might not need one for Total Rock. I know you still need it for Misery Mire. Can't really get around that. But there is a chance that Total Rock won't require a medallion, or it'll still require one, but logic might allow you to complete it without needing to go in the front.
Yeah, most of the time, the only reason why you're ever going to be able to take note of the Turtle Rock medallion is if you somehow went through the spin speed version of getting into Turtle Rock, and you burn the one key that you get from the pokey on the door that leads over to the lava chest.
Library only having a few bombs for us. They're not going to get that. Schulzer is going to be doing his clip up, probably grabbing that $300, and then heading down into the desert area after this.
Yeah, we can actually do this by doing a similar by doing the similar way you would do the teleport over to Desert Palace, but instead of actually firing off your up teleport right away, you dash turn to the right, and then fire it off, and then you roll your thumb from down the left to down, and then you roll it. Then you can go up and pick up the item that way, and then just do a right then left input to get yourself out of the stomp, and you can redo the teleport from there.
I've not done it myself, but that can be a little tricky if you push it wrong, because I know that normally that guy is supposed to say, hey, don't cheat, don't do that. But you can get around that if you are far enough down into the left, so that you're out of range of his little text box.
And at least the good news about that teleport is that the setup is pretty much identical to the teleport used for the bomb, not the Desert Palace one, because it's the same up teleport on the first bump.
Now, krelbel choosing not to grab that 300 makes sense. He already has 581. He doesn't quite have enough, but you're going to be getting enough money for the rest of the seed. So, because he went, I don't remember where he found that Schulzer didn't go. Was that on Hylia Island? I missed that first. What was there?
I know generally krelbel likes to do the hobo start. My hunch is that he might have gotten it from hobo. So we had a look at K45 due to Schulzer doing a spin speed clip to get over to where K45 usually is, and then he boots clip did a dumb jump over to where Hylia, or excuse me, Agina's cave is at. Now, if we had the gloves, we would have also routed in Checkerboard Cave as a result, but since we don't have gloves, we're going to be leaving that alone for now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Schulzer do what krelbel is clearing Eastern Palace, the front at least? Well, I don't believe Schulzer did any of this.
I think Schulzer had done this, but I didn't see. If he didn't, then at least he knows. At least we know. At least what that we know is that it's nothing really important in the bait chest.
No. I mean, it doesn't really change too much. With doing it now versus later, you don't have the gloves, so you're going to come back here anyway to beat the crystal. And there's plenty of times that you can get back here. But getting a look down at Old Orm Cave, we have enough. We have more than enough rupees. Speaking of a glove and a moon pearl, We will most definitely be seeing Schulzer do water walks and checking probably maybe Hobo. I don't know the exact routing if he's going to choose that or not. With the Moon Pearl, it is possible to check Hobo and the Waterfall Cave, as well as Zora with everything he's got. So we'll probably be seeing those checks out of him here once he leaves Ice Rod Cave.
Not to mention the bow as well, because we also got that out of Mini Moldorm Cave. So, with the Moon Pearl, we do have Dark World access. No need to get any your Tidesmiths or Hammer for this particular mode.
There's a nice handy teleport on Death Mountain that you can just get to, and you can jump off Death Mountain in Overworld Glitches. So once you have the Moon Pearl, is all you need for access to pretty much all of Death Mountain, all of the Dark World.
There's a multitude of different ways to get down Death Mountain, or as we call it, Death Mountain Descent, or DMD for short. Not short for Dot Matrix Display, by the way. But there is a multitude of different ones. Generally, the one you'll be seeing quite frequently from these runners is the bonk version, where you spin speed at the very absolute bottom of Death Mountain. And
where
then
the old man
as
is,
soon
but
as you spin speed out
in the Dark World.
Yeah, where the old man cave is in the Dark World. Yeah, and then you dash turn up, and then you keep that dash going, and you bonk up against the wall, and then hold down. That's how that way you can get into the Dark World without needing hammer or mitts. There's also another version of it where it's what I like to consider the classic DMD, where you would go this is the spot where you would as a bunny you would be able to get into Dark World as a bunny over by where the bridge would have been in the Light World.
And no Ice Rod hunt for us today, finding that sometimes trolley item in Waterfall Cave in early spheres is pretty nice. And the mirror on the ledge. Do we have enough items to do splash delete with bombs, arrows, and boomerang? I think we do.
Alternatively, we can also okay. So it looks like he's going to cancel this out. So what he's probably going to do instead is he is going to do a splash delete. Now, in this situation, I would also do the clip that takes you all the way around and over to where the Zora Ledge is at. And Malmo is predicting that krelbel will be doing the clip that I mentioned in the chat. I totally get this one because krelbel has a lot more bombs compared to Schulzer at the time of picking it up, at least at the time of entering it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if krelbel does do this, but at the same time, Splash Lead could also be viable enough. So yeah, krelbel is going to do the clip. This makes a lot of sense. So by boots clipping and doing a thumb jump on the third bump where the mirror is at.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Okay,
Good.
he's still fine. He's still fine. Yeah.
Okay. I just saw him get hit, and I know getting hit when water walk state's not a good idea. But luckily he was far enough onto the ledge that the game no longer considered him as over water.
Yeah, and even if you're a little bit higher up than normal, the game will correct you once you do clip and it just do another clip and you'll be on top of a little border around the Zora Ledge. So we're now going to see Schulzer. Go ahead.
I said Schulzer did do back of escape, and I believe it only found the blue mail, which is nice. It's a nice safety. But now heading up Death Mountain, using I don't know what this is called.
It's called
Krelbel
Death
looks like
Mountain
he got
or DMA for short.
or DMA. Okay.
Oh,
The
that's a
Krelbel
hard
got hit
lock.
by that. Yeah, Krelbel got hit by that guard, and it knocked him out of position. And I believe that is what caused the issues that he had there.
That's a hard lock. I've never seen that hard lock ever when doing DMA.
Ooh.
So yeah, that can happen. That's usually why I like to kill the guard. If he ever aggroes me.
Luckily, he didn't actually lose anything with that hard reset. Because he had just save and quit out of Zora, he loses only about 30 seconds to a minute just as it takes to get him back here, which is good for him.
So yeah, this is what we call Death Mountain Ascent, or DMA for shorts. This lets you get up the mountain without the need of the glove in most circumstances.
Is Schulzer going directly for Pyramid Fairy? If I'm not mistaken, this is
Pyramid Fairy.
Yes. Okay. I'm learning.
So here, what he's doing is what's called a mirror offset, when he actually mirrored in that specific spot by not resetting the camera. It's actually places the mirror portal directly near where in the Dark World the Pyramid Fairy is at, which is just right outside the castle. And by either taking a Death Warp, or what Schulzer's doing, going to do Hula Hand to get himself over by doing the Pyramid Fairy, or the Graveyard Ledge clip. He's able to get back over to Link's house because of the fact that once you leave the Hula Hand room, it places you directly back into Link's house.
Looks like Krelbel is not doing that. He is just going to be Death Warping down there, which means he's not going to be checking Graveyard Ledge on his way down. We know it's nothing, but that's still an item that he's going to have to go back for, and location he's going to have to check later. Schulzer is choosing to do escape first. This makes sense. You have everything you need to really finish it off. Oh, and he's rewarded with the hammer in that first chest there.
So we have our regular Darkhold access. In fact, Darkhold access is literally NMG. So
yeah,
there's that.
And Krelbel's not doing escape, going directly into the fairy. We'll see if he ends up going into... Oh, and there's our other male upgrade. We'll see if he chooses to go back and do escape here after collecting the mail and the sword off of the tower, or the pyramid here. And looks like he is, but he's also routing in an uncle check.
This makes sense. There is a lot of different ways to do the Pyramid Fairy. I don't know which one is right and which one is wrong. Some mentors had taught me to just go ahead and go into escape right away. Other times, mentors have told me to just go into Pyramid Fairy first and then worry about the escape later on during that little sequence.
I would say, personally, if I had the mirror, I probably would go into escape first. But if I didn't, then I'd check others, trying to hopefully get it, because it just makes this a little nicer being able to mirror out. Especially when you already have blue mail. Death Warping is not that fun. No, nothing's gone wrong yet. The only thing that is just a slightly different sort of routing, and Krelbel didn't check Graveyard Ledge on his way down.
Yeah, and for Krelbel, this made sense to Death Warp, because considering that he had gray mail at the time, so he could just take a Death Warp on the dead rocks, and that would give him the full heart of damage instead of having to wait for the cabbages to fall down, and the cabbages can, as we've seen in this tournament many times, those cabbages like to escape their runners. So it only makes sense for Krelbel to death warp that way, at the cost of leaving out the
Krelbel, you have Master Sword. Why did you get that pot?
I guess to make it a little bit more quicker.
But
Also, get used to seeing Tower Hero a lot, because you'll see this come up a lot of times during the Overworld Glitches. We've seen Tower Hero plenty of times in this tournament, mostly because it's actually quicker to do either the spin speed or the boots clip version of getting to Hera from this side, because you can do it both ways. And it's easier to get to the top. It's the quickest way to get to the top of the mountain, in that sense.
Schulzer deciding to not even attempt to go up, finding absolutely nothing in the lobby, and it looks like Krelbel is also doing the same. There are still 2 items in Tower of Hera, but they are going to be either in the basement or up top, and they are slower to get, especially when it's a pendant Hera. We probably won't be seeing those 2 checks for quite some time, just because it's faster to check other places first, and very easy to get back here, considering you're going to be going again, as you were saying, through this area multiple times.
We did also find a hook shot that was on the Aether tablets. And this is actually convenient, because we can easily do a hookshot cave from this point on, because we can just take a land bridge through Dark Death Mountain and get over there. A lot of items to play for in this in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of items on, and the fire rod. No fire or ice rod hunt for us today.
And this is good, because we don't have to really worry about.
Ooh, and silver arrows.
We don't have to worry about. Okay, that silver arrows we're gonna definitely get. So Krelbel's gonna do an up teleport. That one is gonna let him get on top of the clouds, and then by doing a specific dash turn, specific dash, he can get on top of the where normally you'd be seeing. Normally you'd have to mirror to get there, on top of the floating islands.
Finding these early is always nice. It makes a few bosses quite a bit faster, and now you won't have to go searching for them. Or you wouldn't be searching for them if you didn't get them, but it makes them a lot nicer.
Schulzer had a bit of trouble trying to get those silver arrows, and I think that dead rock also caused him to get knocked out of that situation. So he's gonna have to do I believe he's trying to do an alternative way to get back down there.
Oh, not quite getting it right though. Ooh. This is
Anyway, we're gonna see Paradox Cave coming from Krelbel. We get a blue potion. That's our 3rd bottle.
I think it's so far it's been fairy, a green potion, and a blue potion. There we
So
go.
far we
Schulzer
have a
finally
lot of
getting
nice
up
stuff.
there.
Yeah, we found a lot of nice stuff there, and yeah, their Schulzer actually finally getting there. It's kind of tough to see that happen. I've had it happen a couple of times before. Now, if we had the flutes, we could have just. I mean, if we had the flutes, we could have just fluted it away back to 1, and of course we have to redo the whole process. There's Bombos and Spiral Cave. How appropriate.
Krelbel getting dead rocked and saying, there's enough space for me to clip into this wall and get out. We're good.
So here's Krelbel going to get on top of on top of Turtle Rock here, where Turtle Rock normally is, and he's gonna probably check. He's gonna check the medallion. Obviously, this is Quake again. Like you mentioned, you don't normally check for Turtle Rock medallion, mostly because we have ways to get over to
And
to
I
Turtle Rock.
must have missed it before, but it looks like we already had most of the information from Dark World. Our tracker, by the way, Kippy. Let's shout him out, pushing those buttons behind the scenes, making sure that we know what's going on, even when we miss it. But yeah, we have our second 5/6 crystals over at Skull Woods,
Which makes the which
is
if we were playing NMG, this 5/6 crystal layout is really nice. Coupled with the fact that we go ahead.
I realized after I said that it's meaninless because we've already gotten Pyramid Fairy and yeah.
Yeah, basically, if we were playing NMG, this would be a really nice layout. Coupled with the fact that we got some pretty nice items out of Pyramid Fairy. Jeez, Schulzer is going to do a Capish DMD. Two different things, but they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same in terms of how you set it up. In the case of Capish DMD, it's a funny auto-walk thing, or FOT for short, which basically means it tries to, if you transition while you're on top of a transition, it tries to the game gets a little confused and tries to put you somewhere a little bit farther down the screen. I think it's how it is. I forget the proper explanation for this, but I know it basically lets us pass through not only just water but also trees and stuff. We actually see that during the bonk setup, where we actually do a funny auto-walk thing when we do the bonk setup. So here's Witch here. This is just 20 rupees. Also, we're in GT. And GT is a really nice place to be in, especially with that Temperate Sword being there over in Hope Room, because we can easily get access to GT, and by the game's logic, it considers it as if you set the GT open crystal to 0. Basically, there could be a whole lot of items here. Also, we have Hype Cave here. 50 rupees from the NPC. Followed by a piece of hearts, 10 arrows, piece of hearts, and bombs.
Oh, that is not a hype cave. There was 0 hype in that cave.
I know why it's called Hype Cave, because it is because of something that happened with the logic in older versions of Randomizer, but since then that name has dropped off. So the actual implications of quote unquote Hype Cave have just not lived up to the hype at all. There's Ether, by the way, and also we had the big key over on the Dark Magician room or the Stopghost room. So at least the good news is that we have all 3 medallions, and we don't have to worry about the medallion anymore for Meyer. And we're actually going to get that information right now as krelbel is going to hop over to Meyer. And the reason, okay, this is supposed to be the rain, by the way. The game does not know what to do when you enter from that specific spots, or like when you clip into it in a way that, or at least enter the Meyer area when, like in an unintended way, like clipping into it. So it tries to load in garbage data or garbage tiles. The only way you can fix it is either by mirroring or by
Opening your map.
opening up your map.
Because in vanilla, the only way to get in there is through a mirror transition or portal, which is, I believe, treated pretty much exactly the same way.
The same way, yeah. A transition through light and dark world. That's how it's supposed to be treated.
Yeah.
And it gets even more glitchy if you decide to go from the mountain over to Meyer.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Well, sort of. It's kind of this kind of tile-y kind of look to it. So if you went from the mountain and then you decide to clip into Meyer through whatever means necessary, it's still obviously it's trying to load in data from the mountain because that's the tile set at the time. And as a result, the rain has part of the Death Mountain tiles, Dark Death Mountain tiles.
Part of the lower basement of GT being a bust. I mean, the left side was pretty good, finding tempered, the powder, and that extra medallion, but anything beyond Ice Armos was really not worth it down there. Yeah, so Schulzer. Uh-oh. There he goes.
Yeah, I never really figured out how to get yourself unstuck there. At least I know now.
Don't get stuck. That's
memory.
how. Just don't get stuck in the first place.
Okay, and it looks like from our tracker Kippy, he's saying that Quake is also required for Meyer. So that's the only medallion we need. So that's nice. And we're gonna see a Lamolus fight. This will be a pretty Blink Unison fight. Textbook silver fights here. And that will be first blood at the 32:15 mark. I love that. I like the face for the crystal pickup. It's when you're pulling something. When you're pulling something or pushing something. And as krelbel's going to show here, we can actually get out of Meyer this way as well. And krelbel wants to go up, so that's exactly where he's going. Going to go and do the dig game, and is also probably going to clip over to Thievestown, because there is a clip you can do here.
Village of Outcasts.
Yep, for Village of Outcasts.
Probably also going to Thievestown while he's at it.
Ooh. That's our 4th sword. So we're gonna have gold sword at like in pretty due time if krelbel decides to go up towards GT. That clip is very amusing. I never tried it, but I would probably want to use it more often now. Just if I were ever going to do Mire from doing the clockwise rotation through the Dark World.
Schulzer having a pretty uneventful climb with red mail and Titan's Mitts up here. That's about the first real good thing we've gotten out of this tower. I mean, Tempered Sword is nice, but the other medallion wasn't a useful medallion, and nothing that is screaming progression except for those mitts, which don't actually do much. Now that I think about it.
I mean, I also have a shovel too, so there's that.
It's
for Schulzer,
it's a fetch quest.
Yeah, for Schulzer,
get 2 fetch quest items out of this.
Oh, sorry. For Schulzer, this actually isn't a bad thing. Getting the mitts pretty early lets him route it in the Swift chain. It actually does feel like a good option for Schulzer if once he's done with the climb here. That's a triple, I believe.
That was only a double there. We'll see here if he dies in 1 or 2 here, if it was.
Okay, I looked back at my playback. That's just only 2.
But clears the top of GT, so he won't be having to climb it again. The only thing he's left undone is tile room and compass room, because we do not yet have the red cane. But yeah, nothing too major in Gannett's Tower. The mitts are nice. They give us a little bit easier access to a few places. But doesn't really hard lock anything, does it?
What was the question again?
Do mitts hard lock anything in Overworld Glitches mode?
No.
No, they don't.
The only thing it locks is the Swift chain.
Does it? Okay, I thought you could clip into there. Not out. Or not very easily, at least. Is that? I don't know if logic actually hard requires the mitts for Smith chain or not.
Logically, it does. You can clip into it, but it's considered out of logic.
Okay. So we'll have to see when Schulzer turns in that powder and that shovel if we actually got anything of really good value out of Gannett's Tower.
So, as things go on, we're gonna now see back at Skull Woods. We're gonna fight Mafula. Krelbel is gonna make his way over to Blind eventually.
Both in dungeons right now, none of them doing anything super fancy. There are really no additional glitches allowed in dungeons in this mode. These are pretty much on the intended randomizer normal way, an MG way.
Being being crushed by large objects is compressing. Is depressing rather. That's what Blind says.
That'd be being uncrushed, depressed.
Being crushed by large objects, like
Is
wouldn't it actually be very depressing if you actually were being crushed by like a giant boulder or something? No reaction, huh? Anyway, that's the
I'm
second
just
crystal for
I'm
Krelbel.
is that not being uncrushed, depressing or deep? I don't know how
No,
that
as in like
works.
you're, as in
English
like
is
you're.
weird.
Yeah, there's ambiguity when it comes to the word depressing.
Yeah, my brain just not wrapping around right now.
Same time, Schulzer does finish up Skull Woods. That will be his first crystal. And a brief pet check. Obviously, we have the book and we have our mirror. This is the only way we can get the pet a lot earlier. Just a piece of love. Pretty normal. Pretty box standard pedestal, honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as we love ourselves a pet seed, they don't happen very often.
Yeah, there's like 216 items in the entire game, and it's
only a few
it's a
of
very
them
slim chance of
actually.
getting one.
Yeah. Now, interesting note of divergence here. Schulzer did what I believe would be the smarter choice and went to the back first. When you already have the fire rod and everything you need to beat this, if you get both items in the back, you don't even have to do the front. Whereas Krelbel is starting with the front, so I'm not fully agreeing with his choice. Finding only 10 arrows and 300 rupees though in the front, nothing of importance. Just personally would have done the back first.
In this situation, yes. Fire rod is like having the fire rod like going into the Skull Woods means you automatically can kill Moth without any need for any keys whatsoever because we have a key underneath this pot.
I didn't know you could hookshot over that spike.
The spike
Now I do.
over in Pinball Room?
Didn't know that was a thing. Now I do.
Yeah, that's if you line yourself up right, you can hookshot through the over to the block over in Pinball Room.
Yeah, both Krelbel and Schulzer did it. So we're now 42 minutes into this. Let's take a quick look and see what actually we need. To beat this, we need the Cane of Samaria and the flippers. I believe that's it. Am I missing
cane
something?
Flippers. Cane flippers.
Cane and flippers.
Yeah, cane flippers, and if just to be a little bit safer, just have a lamp. But I'm pretty sure these runners can get through the dark rooms a lot without any a lot of problems.
Now I'm not entirely familiar. Actually, I'm zero familiar with Total Rock Overworld Glitches logic. Is it going to require the lamp to do Total Rock?
Still, yes, still, because you have the dark room. It's basically like the logic
even though you can
behind
clip in from the laser bridge. I guess it assumes
just hold up.
You went backwards.
Yeah, for that room, just hold up. For if you're going from laser bridge up to the dark maze, just hold up.
I just wasn't sure if logic would. I guess it would assume that you do bad things.
Does not Overworld Glitches does not affect any darkroom logic whatsoever. Nor does it care about the actual key, like the actual key layouts or the key logic. It's how you.
Because I was just thinking
how you
could fit into the laser bridge and not even go through the dark room. So that's why I was wondering if that was a thing that logic considered you can do.
the
or
way
if it's
I
still
see
required
it,
to.
the way I see it, how like a lot of people like a lot of the mentors when I was being mentored described it as if you're playing entrance. If you're playing entrance shuffle, then that the logic, of course, it doesn't matter what the logic for the keys are unless you're playing key sanity. Then that's different. But the logic, the actual key logic for Turtle Rock remains the same, just regardless.
Okay, Malmo answered my question. The warp to laser bridge is out of logic. Got it. I don't know which overworld glitches are and are not out of logic. That answered my question. That means that it's all the mirror is always required.
Yes. Is it not actually like entrance? I thought it like I thought someone like told me before that it functions similar to entrance. I thought it was like I think it was Orange who said that. I don't know.
Doing the back here will pick up his red mail, and we did find the map down, I believe, in Zelda's cell, so there is an item on Dark Cross. I don't remember if Schulzer's been here before. I don't think I saw him do this. I could be wrong, though. Actually, no, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, he went in the front when he was doing his escape things. So yes, Schulzer has done Dark Cross.
Okay,
Makes
so
quick
half
work
of it
of
is
blind,
like
though.
okay, so half of it is like entrance, and half of it is like NMG, according to Malmo. Okay, yeah, I remember like hearing mentions of entrance, but I didn't know what. I must have forgot like the context behind it, like what they meant by that. Now, if we get the cane first, would you do Turtle Rock?
What I do in whose shoes right now? Krebels?
Like,
or
in other players' shoes? Because they're
would
pretty much identical.
Would I do Turtle Rock I mean, you have to do Turtle Rock. It's a crystal.
Yeah, but if you what I'm asking you is that if you get the cane before the flippers, would you go into Turtle Rock?
Okay. I mean, Krebel's up here doing GT, so they don't have that to combo with it. They don't have anything else up here other than Hera to combo in with it. I would say I'd probably go into Ice Palace first.
Ice, I totally understand. How I see it is, how I see it is that, as Malmo was pointing out, you just have to do like Turtle Rock anyway. So I would process. If I get the cane first, I'm probably heading to the Turtle Rock like immediately. And it's also a case of it's two extra items compared to Ice Palace with 5.
I also have to remember that Turtle Rock's not nearly as far away in NMG as it is in it's not nearly as far away in Overworld Glitches as it is in MNG. In NMG, it's pretty far away, but Overworld Glitches is pretty fast. So that might probably change my answer a little bit. Yeah.
And it gets even more closer. It gets even more closer when you take into the context of major glitches or no logic, where you could if you once you know the EG map, then I think if you know I think that's how it works. If it's closer, is it really closer in major glitches and no logic,
I
or is it
have
relatively
no
the
idea.
same? Because I would assume that it would be because of the EG map.
I have no knowledge of major glitches or any of that, so I can't say.
I mean, I have I know somewhat about major glitches, mostly because of hybrid major glitches, but so Turlock is apparently is mostly overworld glitches in no logic, and you just usually do it by itself.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Schulzer missing that 2 of those silver arrows. Krelbel made this look very easy and did it very well, but the arrows are hard to aim on Lenmolus. You have to hit their head and timing on when they hop out, and if you miss, you can't shoot right away because the bow is weird and you only have 1 arrow out at a time. But he does manage to get it down, netting him his 4th crystal. Or sorry, 3rd crystal. I saw 3 lit up and added 1. Didn't realize our trigger had already clicked it.
So yeah, we're back. So we're still even, of course. So it really just comes down to what after these checks are finished up here.
I believe Schulzer is probably going to be finished with Desert Palace before Krelbel finishes the climb, so he'll be getting into newer checks faster. Imagine if he's not going to find the cane here. So after doing Desert Palace, where do you think he's going to go? You think he'd go into Misery Mire without the cane, or Ice Palace first?
Given the fact that Schulzer is going to first check out Bombo's tablet, which we already know. If I really wanted to, I would probably save and quit and start going over to Ice. Now, in Schulzer's case, he doesn't really need to necessarily worry because he has the meds. And I say that because he could just fake flipper over, and that point I was going to make becomes irrelevant. But in the case of Krelbel, where he will get the meds eventually.
He'll get the bits right here. It's in GTs. He's about to grab him.
Yeah. But if he didn't go to GT and decided, we're going to go into Ice Palace, actually, he would have to do a mirror wrap or a mirror. Yeah, a mirror wrap, because there's no flippers yet. And going to do like the either flipper wrap or mirror wrap has caused a lot, and I mean a lot, of hard locks in this tournament alone. I fell victim to it mostly because of a phantom diagonal on my 8-bit dough. I know Dr. Baltastic fell victim to it. I believe Don Venier also fell victim to it. There was a lot of and it wasn't just the flipper wrap alone. I think it also just the mirror wrap that also caused hard locks in this tournament alone.
Well, that shovel didn't give us anything on Schulzer's side, leaving only the powder to make that GT climb actually have anything good.
Oh, so no, okay. So I was correct in saying that Dawn did fall victim to it, but not in the tournament. But Dante did. That was actually yesterday. And to answer a question in chats from speaking of Dante, we're looking for Canaan flippers.
Yep.
So here's the myths for Krelbel. In this situation, this kind of makes Krelbel a little bit scared because finding the myths.
Oh,
in
they're the
situation-
flippers.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, okay, so completely throw out anything about fake flippering at all. We could just go into Ice Palace just through the NMG way.
And this powder rewards us with $20. Oh, the only thing in use was actually the mitts in GT. Other than that, there was a lot of nothing. And yes, I'm not counting the butter sword. The butter sword is nothing. It doesn't really do much. Makes Ganon a little easier. It makes a few bosses go down a little less. Turtle Rock, slightly less swipes, but all in all, it's not nearly as nice of an upgrade as Tempered is. Ooh. That was possibly a triple, or would have been, but Krelbel takes down Aghanim 2. And we'll probably be heading on to hopefully Smith Chain and grabbing those flippers.
Oh, I do not know what this is from.
Diddy
My
Kong
hunch
Racing.
says- Oh,
I'm pretty sure this is Diddy Kong. I am fairly certain this is from Diddy Kong Racing.
I never listened to the soundtrack for the Origami King, but it sounds like something out of. It feels like it sounds something from the Origami King, in my opinion at least.
This just sounds like I don't know 100% if it's Diddy Kong Racing, but it definitely sounds like something from Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's funny because I haven't played Origami King. I haven't played a lot of the Paper Mario games after, I believe, Super Paper Mario. I know I played Super Paper Mario as a very wee lad, as like
Wait,
I think as a
Super
rental.
Paper Mario?
Super Paper it was on the Wii.
Oh,
it wasn't like any other Paper Mario game. It's like a platforming Paper Mario game. And I remember it too, but I remember getting it as a video rental when video rentals were still around. Anyway, Swamp Palace.
You're showing your age there,
side.
man. Yeah, listening to this MSU shuffler makes me kind of sad that this wouldn't work on console.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Krelbel can actually do something about that for
No.
STDS NES.
Nope. Nope. It's not possible. The SNES,
I mean,
when you're doing it on there, it requires full access to the SD card, and you can't access the SD card when you're using an MSU.
Man, that would have been so cool. Actually, that would have been way too cool to see the live shuffler work on on ST2SNES. But of course, we have to deal with limitations here. So
yeah, I don't think it can also read and write at the same time to do that. Because I know this because if you turn off the power without doing a long reset first, you lose your save game because it never got to write it to the SD card. Don't do that,
man.
Yeah, I've lost a race, not a race, but like a game that I was practicing on that way. I just reset it to do some save's coming, and then all of a sudden my game wasn't there anymore, and I'm like, oh,
Oops.
oopsies. Learn that one the hard way. Always long reset your game if you're gonna do it that way.
I mean, I don't own an SD to SNES yet. I hope to get one in the future. Anyway,
It's officially called the FX Pack now. The FX
yeah,
Pack
FX
Pro.
Pack Pro. Yeah, I know. Because of legal trouble with the SD Foundation, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, so far not finding anything useful in Swamp. Look, just looking for that red cane now.
Yeah. I'd still go to. I probably would have. Swamp makes sense here. Ice.
Swamp and
would
Ice
be the next best option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
an argument could be made for Misery Mire, because you don't need it all for the front, and getting back to the back's pretty fast. Whereas having the cane going into Ice Palace is just so much bigger of a time save. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's more of a time save than it would be to double dip Mire. I don't know that one off the top of my head, but I could see an argument for it.
So krelbel is now in Swamp as well. If I was Schulzer in this case, after we were done with Swamp, save quit, and if you really want to, just go ahead and do the mirror wrap or flipper wrap, either one. But of course, since we have the meds, but that the more reasonable option is just to go in through the NMG way.
Less chance of hard locks.
Oh yeah, but because there's like no hard lock doing this way.
So there's not too many places left that the cane could be. We haven't dipped Eastern Palace or Pod at all, and it's dependent pod. So I mean, I'm a fan of progression dependent pod, so I think it's going to be a dependent pod. Where do you think this is going to be hiding?
Okay, first of all, I want to say this really nice machine gun strats for Schulzer. That's one of the more tough. That's a really tough strat to get on the first cycle, just to get a 0-cycle Argus. That is really, really tough. But to answer your question, normally I'm in a situation. Normally, if I have crystals to clear, I clear the crystals, no matter what. So I go into ice here.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not asking where you'd go next, but I'm just, where do you think it's going to be? I'm not saying any of these orders should go to pod, because that doesn't make any sense when you have crystals. But I just personally think it's going to be in there. I think that's where it's going to be hiding. Because I'm a fan of progression dependent pod.
I think it's gonna be nice because it's better to have the cane fall on your lap than it is to just go out of your way and doing something. But pendant pod is also is a fairly reasonable place to find it.
Yeah, I imagine after Ice Palace, if they don't find it here, then the Pod Eastern combo is probably where they're going to be heading next. Vanilla Eastern Palace, that means that there's an extra item in there, and very easy to turn in the green pendant after you do it. So that gives it, 4 items in there? And 5 items in Pod? So there's quite a dense amount of checks over in that area.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you do have the crystal, you have the green pendant, so you have 9. Mm-hmm. You have 9 items. in total.
Yeah, sitting over there. It's a lot.
And that makes sense too.
And your only other really options are 1 check in Turtle Rock. No, well, no, hold on.
No.
You have a few in Turtle Rock, but you're looking at what, 4? I think you're not even guaranteed to be able to get all of them. It can't be on Laser Bridge, right?
No, because it can't be anywhere. It can't be like the cane. I think by logic,
It could be on the first
can't-
chest. No, it can't be. No.
I think isn't it like by
could be
logic? It can't. Like in general, Turtle Rock can't have the cane. Like just even with overworld glitches.
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe one of our more knowledgeable.
Could it be in the big chest if the big key was not in a location that needed the cane?
I think our more knowledgeable.
I don't know. It might not be able to be in Turok, yeah.
I don't think so, but I think like the people who actually we know that we can trust, like Malmo or Espion, could answer that.
Oh, so apparently it can be in a few places in TR. Okay, but yeah, okay. we're talking a few possible locations in TR versus the 10 locations it could be in, or 9 different checks items that could be in the Eastern Palace area and pod. I imagine we're going to be going there next.
Okay, yeah, that explains it. Disappointed. I thought the cane was gonna show up in the icebreaker room. It was like a big insult.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty trolly. Although I think the most. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say though, I can't tell you how many times in the Plando tournament that stuff like that happens where people would plant the can scenario on top of the icebreaker room just to ban icebreaker.
It's Plando. You're gonna put items in trolley spots. That's just what happened.
Of course, yeah. So Malmo gives us the full details. Also, there's our 4th and final bottle. Chain chomps based on keys, the lava chest, the crystal roller room, and the big chest. Those are the places where the king could be.
Krelbel is seen directly over to the Eastern Palace area.
Ice Palace mainly.
Did he not? Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Right. No flute. We don't have a flute yet. This is the fastest way.
Really, if with no flute, the only way you could do it is just from where you would normally go to Eastern, like towards that direction of Eastern, and then hopped into the water.
I'm just so used to having the flute that if you flute there, you're gonna be fluting because it's faster. But no flute yet.
Yeah, and normally the flute I usually consider as either a safety or utility. Before I call it a safety because you could easily you could have easily like reset out of a light world glitch if you failed it, namely the Great Bear Ledge clip.
Schulzer having an amazing cold stare fight. Gets them all in that corner and just takes them off with a few gold swipes of his butter sword. Makes very nice work of it. Unfortunately, doesn't get the red cane.
I mean, those 20 rupees look red, but it's not the red we're looking for.
It's not the right red item. The wrong red item.
Okay, what is... So Schulzer is gonna, of course...
I believe he's clipping down the mountain to go into pod? Or no, he's gonna actually go into Hera and do the 2 item checks that we have in Hera.
Huh. I guess this is totally fair. you finished up all your clearable crystal dungeons. You may as
They're
well start looking at
too-
pendants.
As long as... Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Yep. Well, coffee break room has an item.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It's in the two worst spots in Hera, coffee break room and on the boss. I was gonna say you could get lucky and get two very easy items, or you can get unlucky and have to waste a good, 4 or 5 minutes in here now?
I don't know.
It's...
Okay. So Schulzer actually makes a really interesting decision. He's only gonna check the what's on he's only gonna check out what Moldorm has. Since
this makes total sense.
Yeah, because he already knows that Ped's already dead. So
Yep.
Ped's
dead, it's not the green pendant. So why waste time doing the animations when you can just mirror out? I'm not sure why he dropped and didn't just mirror out. Can you not mirror out of that room? If the prize is in the bottom?
Think so. I don't think so.
Oh. But yeah, no, it doesn't make sense wasting that extra 30, 40 seconds grabbing those items and collecting the pendant when it is a completely useless pendant.
Actually, I think I can actually confidently say that no, you can't mirror when you have the prize item from Moldorm, because
nothing in Hera.
I think it's expecting you to pick up the item before mirroring out.
Yeah. Yeah, and even Spike Cave isn't in logic at this point.
Alright, we're gonna see him.
Was Schulzer trying to do another one of those weird auto walk things?
No, that was just purely King's Tomb. Just doing
because he had a few slashes and it looked like he was like frustration slashes because he messed something up.
No,
but I don't know for certain.
What he's trying to do is he's trying to buffer a one frame up with the slash with a sword, like a sword buffer, and then once he has that one frame buffer, and then he'll dash to the left, and then either do up, left, down, or up, down, left. It really doesn't matter what order you do it. So as long as I believe the first input is up, and then he can pick up the big rock, like he can pick up the rock that normally you would need the mates for. Also, that's a fake flute.
Wait, what?
That was a fake flute.
Because he was walking before he dropped.
So what he did was he used the bottle and drank that bottle at the same time he was entering a transition, and he brought up the flute menu, and that let him flute over to 5 without the flute. It's part of it's part of a series of glitches known as YBA, or Yuzuhara's Bottle Adventure.
Most of which are not allowed in this category.
But fake flute is. That's
because it happens in the overworld, and this is overworld glitches. Most of YBA stuff happens in dungeons and does some really weird effects, and yeah.
Some of the more notable examples that I could think of is if you I think I use a blue potion. I think if you use a blue potion and you I think in the top left entrance from the left side or the top left entrance in the main lobby of the Hyrule Castle, and Overworld.
You're talking about Ganonpot?
Not Ganonpot. No, I'm talking more so. Okay. I'm talking about Hyrule Fortune. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know the Hyrule Fortune.
Hyrule
I know
Fortune
Ganon's
is
though.
yeah. Hyrule Fortune is one of those is commonly seen in like no logic, because at that point I think no logic and major glitches, because you could just get like unlimited money. Well, like unlimited money. Because if you do a YBA through I think it's a green or blue potion up in the upper left door of the Hyrule Castle. I think when you pass, you have to go into that room first. Like go through the door.
I know red is used for the Ganon pot.
Yeah, I think it's green and blue or green or blue that does it.
But now that Schulzer's in pod, he'll be finding that cane. Right, game? Come on, you can do it. Get that cane. Oh, there's the lamp.
So that now puts
The
green pennant in the green pennant into logic because of the lamp.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was already in logic with the fire rod.
Right, that's fair. That's right. Yeah, completely. Yeah, because of
that back room there has
keys.
Torches. That back room
Depends
has
on the
torches.
Keys.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where the big key was, or big key is. We don't know. We haven't seen it yet in Eastern Palace.
The only way the lamp would have to be in logic is if the big key is vanilla.
Well, I mean, it's required in logic because Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. But...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but for the green pen, then it's just the only reason why the lamp would be in logic was because of okay. In super tile door so the green potion for a super tile door, blue for a sub tile door, which is a indoor fake flutes. Okay.
Come on. I have not been counting the items in. Hey! Yeah, red cane in the dark maze at 1 hour 60 minutes, and that was about 9 seconds. Schulzer is in go mode. Full go mode with the lamp, even.
You called it. You called it.
I did. I told you. It's Pennant Pod. It always has progression. Huh? But with this, Schulzer just has a rather quick Turtle Rock, considering you can just go into Laser Bridge, and assuming you find a key on Laser Bridge, which is a pretty good chance, you can just get into Turtle Trinix and beat him rather quickly.
Either way, either way, you'll still get the big key, no matter what. So you have to go.
Right, yeah. Hopefully the big key.
And obviously the big key can't be over on Laser Bridge, so.
Oh well, yeah. Never mind. Okay. Don't mind me. Still have to go up. Getting ahead of myself, okay?
Normally, what my normally that like a lot of glitch runners will do once you're in go mode and you haven't done Tater Rock yet, just start from Laser Bridge, Beer Wrap into Laser Bridge, and then just go straight through. Like
go backwards.
So the reason,
go backwards, because then you can just mirror. Be right back at Laser Bridge.
Also, to answer a question in chat from Mamo, the reason why Schulzer got so ahead was because of the cane being in pod. And krelbel has yet to get it.
krelbel has not gotten it yet. Oh no. This is bad.
So
krelbel, why didn't you go to pod and Eastern first? There's so many more item checks over there.
This one's kind of a hard one to explain. I don't know I don't know I don't get his reasoning for going into Turtle Rock in this case without the cane. There's obviously we know that this is out of logic.
Well, when we were told before that it's not fully out of logic.
Well, no. Yeah, the laser bridge is out of logic, but this part here was like this is all in logic depending on the keys, based on key layouts and such.
I get that, Mello, that it can be here, but there's so few locations it could be versus the so many locations it could be in other places. And again, it's Pennant Pod. Pennant Pod always has progression.
Yeah, that's like the more common consensus along Twitch chat. But this is randomizer, so it may or may not be true. That's also purely subjective. So we finally get the big key, and now we're just off to fight Trinex here from Schulzer. I like the Kirby 64 music here. Krelbel having a little bit of trouble trying to set up for the bomb clip here. That lets him gets him past the ball, gets him past the little bit of rock formation here. Also, Schulzer does take down the main Shrinex head. That will be the 6th crystal for Schulzer.
Oh, and Krelbel is just making more incorrect guesses where this red cane is going to be.
Yeah, now this one I don't get. Personally, I mean, here I can, like, if we were in a situation where we didn't know where the cane was, this would have made a lot more sense. But now, Krelbel has like in his mind, of course, in his mind, yeah. If I was in his shoes, this would make sense in his mind.
Also, here's another fake flute. Fake flute, yeah.
Yep. This one's for Meyer. I believe this is mostly just so that he could get set up spooky here.
Yeah, when you're in go mode, then you're going to be going through this rather quickly. The chance of you being able to pull a spooky is nice. It doesn't save too much time, but it looks cool. Who doesn't like activating switches?
And I mean, there is a way you can set up spooky while you're in Meyer, but it's very very hard.
Does it actually save any time if you fail it then? Like, if it's a complicated setup, spooky doesn't save that much time.
It makes if you do it the way that normally you would do it, like
yes.
Yeah, but it does make it does save on screen transitions. Now the amount of time you lose if you try to do it like normally, I think if you try to do it, like if you're doing it inside, you would only do it like once, just that way you don't lose a lot of time.
And
And
chat's
here's
point out that krelbel is
go
probably at
ahead.
this point, I'm not gonna say metagaming a little bit. He's thinking at this point, if it is in pod or EP, then he's just resigned to the fact that he's lost this race, and that's why he's hoping that it's here. Unfortunately, we know that is not the case.
And yeah, I agree, Malmo. Using the fake flute here, in this example, like makes a ton of sense. It not only because of the spooky, because you will be able to set the altitude variable, not the arc variable, that way. I want to make sure I got
Wow,
that right.
Schulzer doing a very good door state extension glitch there to just dash right through the wall. It's a variant of the icebreaker glitch, just in Restreamer, and using a vertical door instead of a horizontal one.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Dorsey extensions, because that way you're able to do a lot of stuff like icebreaker for one thing. Also stuff like that, like that store that clip through the railing. I love that. But anyway, but yeah, I agree with the fake flute. It lets you set up the altitude variable for the spooky, not the arc variable, because I did screw that up during the daily. I did explain the glitch right that time, but I said arc variable, not altitude variable. But I'll explain it here as well for those who aren't familiar with spooky.
Vanilla
When you flute in any, like when you flute over to Meyer, over to Meyer area in NMG or anywhere else, I'd imagine it sets a altitude variable once the bird is off the screen, and that altitude variable can be preserved if you use. Oh, is he? Huh.
Apparently, krelbel hasn't done the closet yet.
Well, yeah, because he did the hobo setup. The hobo start first.
Looks like Schulzer lost spooky though. Wasn't able to keep it. Oh no, got it
he's
there.
doing it. He's doing it. Yeah, he's doing what the original setup. He's doing the original setup. He threw a Samaria block into the hole. So what he did, he threw the Samaria block into a hole, and that also sets the altitude variable, I believe. And then by slashing 4 times to line up with the anti-fairy in that room, and then doing a dash turn up, dash turn while shooting the fire rod, doing an item dash, shooting left, and then dash turning up. He can in fact carry the variable along. I think the variable alongside him to hit the spooky, to get the spooky glitch, and then that also carries through to the other one too. I think that's how it works. Also, hello Walter with a party of 10. You're watching the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament, Overworld Glitches Mentor Tournament 2020 bronze medal match. This is game number 1 between Schulzer and krelbel, the number 1 and 2 seeds respectively. And we're just at the tail end of this race right now as Schulzer is about to face Ganon.
Yep. GT has already been finished. They did it earlier. They have all the crystals now. Schulzer is just going to be climbing that pyramid and dropping in. As krelbel is looking for his go mode item, the cane, which is in Dark Room, bottom chest in the pod, Dark Maze Room. That Schulzer went to much sooner. before going into Turtle Rock or Misery Mire, whereas krelbel decided to stick to the Crystal Dungeons, doing Turtle Rock and Misery Mire before doing a Pendant Pod.
And by the time krelbel will get the cane, Schulzer will be more likely than not finished.
I think Schulzer might actually. This might be like simultaneous go mode and finish.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, this will probably be right about the same time.
At least here we have a pretty easy fights on our hands with Gold Sword Silvers.
Making quick work of phase 3. Again, hasn't been too trolly with the teleports. I say as we go on the third. Oh, yes, that's not so bad. Oh, missed the double.
And here you don't need to worry about Torch Glitch because you have Silvers.
Yeah, you have Silvers. Here's the last one. Everyone,
There
get your
it is.
GGs in chat. As
And
Schulzer finishes.
he's gonna finish winning the first game with a official racetime.gg time of 1:30:30. And krelbel is not happy at all. And he pretty much knew he lost right then and there. He's bombing the chest that he had. It's doing spins, and at this point,
looks like he just dropped stream.
I think it's pretty easy, pretty much set in stone here. Waiting for the thing to catch up here.
Yeah, he just. Wait, what? No,
he's done.
Did he cut console?
He's done. He should be done. He should be done here.
Yeah, he did mark DNF and did not finish the race. He has forfeited. And you pick up your go mode item with 2 dungeons left. Yeah.
There's no. I mean, to be fair, this only makes a ton of sense for krelbel, because the thing is that krelbel went into 2 dungeons, and Schulzer pretty much just pulled the pulled out the basically picked the right choice. krelbel just got randoed.
Yeah. We do have both runners in for interviews. Well, let's go ahead and bring them in here. GG's, guys.
GG.
That was
GG.
That was a race.
Oh, that one was rough for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Pendant Pod. Why didn't you go there sooner? It always has progression.
I was metagaming pretty hard, like probably for the last half hour. I was thinking correctly in retrospect that if my cane was in Pendant Pod, then I already lost.
That was kind of the situation that we were going in with as well.
Yep. Basically, right after I decided to bail after turning in the mushroom instead of going into Pendant Pod and Eastern, that was the turning point in the race for me. Like, if I had proceeded from there, this race would have gone a whole lot differently. I don't know what my go mode would have been. I'm curious what Schulzer's go mode was.
Somalia.
It was Kane.
Oh, it was the Kane. Okay, you just went there a lot earlier.
No, actually.
Huh. Okay.
He went into go mode as you were heading to Turtle Rock.
Oh, okay. And I did Turtle Rock before Caneless. That's right. I did everything. I was. Oh, interesting.
you both put off Pendant Pod and Eastern Palace, that combo, because I'm assuming it's Pendant Pod and Pendant Eastern. There was almost nothing. There's no reason to go over there.
Yeah.
You guys both
Oh,
put that off
man.
quite a long time.
So it was the metagaming that got me.
Yeah, if
Huh.
you had gone there.
Well, I very rarely do the metagaming play that hard, and well, it certainly did not pay off this time. Oh man.
I adjusted everything before going to pen and pod. And I was doing that stuff, I was like, I should have probably went to pod sooner. A lot sooner.
Well,
But
I
I
did.
did everything. King's Tomb, Mushroom, Hella Basement.
I did everything, including Hair Basement and Caneless TR and Caneless Mire.
Yeah, I skipped the
Yeah.
dumb stuff.
Yeah, I went headfirst into all like maximum amount of dumb stuff.
The only thing I could skip in the seed was dismissed because I knew it was the cane was the cane knocked the mids in the
Wait,
climb.
the cane locked the mitts in the climb? Did it?
Yeah, there was a small key in title, 100%.
There was okay. I did determine that there was
Mm.
certainly a small key in tile room. Does that guarantee that? Huh.
Because the climb's logically blocked behind these small keys in non-ensign seed.
It's 3 small keys though, right? Not 4.
Yeah, it's C, but you can only get 2 without. Yeah, you can only get 1 without that. Without that can.
I was
You only get
pretty
1
sure.
from-
I was pretty sure I had all. I was pretty sure I had 3 chess keys before heading up the climb.
You did.
I did.
You did.
Oh no! I see. I see where I went wrong now. The third chess key itself was locked behind 3 keys. Oh shoot! So, oh man, yep. I misread that one. Wow, that is some next level next level GT key logic reading. My compliments on that one. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, Malmo's pointing out in chat, you only need 3 keys to climb. But the third key itself was locked behind 3 keys. So the third key...
You basically
Yeah,
had
the
to
third
do
key was cane locked.
that can do anything in GT besides getting powder.
Yeah, because the third key was in the big chest, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was a key in the big chest.
Yep. GT key logic. Well, it's always fun learning new things about GT key logic.
I
Man,
was such disappointed that GT had nothing at all. Besides,
It locked flippers.
it didn't.
Logically.
No, it doesn't.
The
Can trust fake flipper.
our
Well,
mentors in chat
for
were saying
Swamp,
that flippers or that area is hard locked by mitts, even though you can clip in.
Wait,
Those
that
clips
is
aren't in
hard
logic.
locked by mids?
That's what they were saying.
I had no idea. I thought
sorry, which area?
The fake flipper.
The Smith's
from
chain.
Pyramid. I thought it was in logic.
Sorry, which area are we talking about here? Are we talking about Ice Palace or
Hammer pegs? Hammer
pegs.
pegs.
Oh, hammer pegs.
I thought it was in logic without mids.
I thought it
Yeah,
might
you-
have been
you don't
too,
need-
but our mentors in chat were saying that it was hard locked with mitts. So we might need to get clarification on that. I might have been misunderstanding, but
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I think boots. You just get boots, you fake flipper, and you have hammer. That's totally in logic. Unless I'm totally forgetting something. But yeah.
I
The
don't know
race.
the logic requirement, but I know that you can get that without mids.
Yeah, the race up until up until I started getting ridiculously desperate for the cane and started heading down the doomed path of metagaming.
okay. So
I thought the
Kippy
seed
was
was actually
saying,
kind of nice.
Yeah, looking back,
Yeah, the
Tippy
seed
says
was-
the myths are logically required for Smith chain.
Oh yeah, for Smith chain, not for hammer pegs. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's not bad. Not talking about.
Then I was
hammer-
probably misunderstanding that one. Okay.
But yeah, aside from the cane, I like this seed a lot. I liked how I very rarely get to do the NMG access to Graveyard Legend King's Tomb in Overworld Glitches, because normally I like routing those in pretty early, but because of the seed had a huge amount of early access to kind of items that opened up a lot of locations.
I'm so glad that a Splash Legion exists. Makes that Miller a lot easier to get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
oh.
Krelbel actually did the clip while
Which
you did
clip?
the splash deletion.
Which clip was this?
The to get the mirror.
Oh, yes, yeah, yeah. I was, yeah. Actually, I guess Zoraledge having the mirror, and Floating Island having the silvers. This was a pretty good seed for slightly uncommon Overworld Glitches clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this against Dandy too, and I couldn't do these glitches back
Yeah,
then. So
I did.
could have done it.
I did get a kind of flashback to that race when I saw those silvers. I'm like, oh, not to wish ill on my opponent, but I wonder if Schulzer hardlocks again trying to get those. I assume you didn't though. And then I hardlocked. I had my first hardlock in my
Oh yeah.
my
that guard.
Yeah, my first hardlock in any glitch seed I've ever run, and it was one I was totally not expecting. And it was, I guess, Com saw, but Schulzer, of course, you didn't. It was setting up new DMA, of all things. I kind of flubbed the movement getting up there, and so a guard chased me up there. And I almost got away just in time, but he kind of bumped me up a little bit. So I was like a couple pixels too high entering that transition. And I wasn't sure. I was like, what's going to happen if I start moving around here? Oh, I just did a save and quit, so let's just see what happens. Oh, what happens is a hard lock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it didn't cost you. I spent a lot of time getting out of Floating Island because I got bullied by a deadlock and I got hit and I was on the left side of the island. And I did not drop in on the left side, but I have no idea why it did not work this time. Like jumping down at the 1 pixel.
Oh.
I believe Mamo at the time was saying just hold left.
Oh,
left
in chat at that point. Yeah.
I actually got to for the another first time ever in this race. So one of the things that everyone learns as part of Overworld Glitches is when dead rocks get in your way on Death Mountain, very occasionally you can kind of boots clip into the wall a little bit just to sidestep around a dead rock that's in your way. And
a dead rock clip.
Yeah, basically. And that's like I've known about that for so long, but I'm normally pretty careful around dead rocks. I take my time around them. I probably lose some time to that, but I hate getting blocked by them. And usually when they get in your way, like usually you can't clip around them, or it would take so much time to clip around them that it's not worth it. But one got in my way in this race, and it was my first ever opportunity to actually use the dead rock.
We
clip.
noticed.
Oh,
we
I
saw.
was so happy.
We made comments of it. We were like, "Hey, look, he gets dead rocked and just says I can just clip into this wall to get around him."
Yeah. Well, once I figured out that you need to not have your sword facing him, but
yeah,
that was delightful. Feel bad about the metagaming, but everything else about the seed, I kind of enjoyed. It was fun times. I kind of regret not going to GT earlier. I had like pretty early hammer and hookshot, and like hammer and hookshot, and even just hammer and something to kill Ice Armos with usually kind of is neon blinking lights saying "Go to GT." But I also hadn't done the Dark World loop yet, so it was kind of a toss up there for me.
Yeah, I went into GT before in the Dark Red Loop and just started the pyramid and went with hookshot over to Bumper Cave and started from there.
Oh, I like that. I like that route. I guess it kind of isolates hammer pegs, but what was at?
Yeah,
there was something good at hammer pegs this time, right?
There were flippers.
Flippers.
But I had
Flippers. Oh boy.
like my whole dark red was green, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going from top to bottom, and I did like I went to Maya Shed, did my Stumpy, did shovel, and then I got flippers, and then I knew, yeah, it could have been not have been shovel because shovel is locked behind the cane. I wasted a lot of time here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, fun times. I feel bad about the loss, but I always have fun with these seeds. I'm definitely looking forward to our next race. GG.
GG.
Has that been scheduled yet?
No. I think it'll probably be, what were we saying, like Thursday or Friday? Yeah, not
Saturday,
tomorrow. Sunday. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we're certain of.
I have a lace chat on Friday, so
yeah.
Even if she doesn't clutch, I will still lace him for funsies. So on Friday, yeah. So we probably have to go Saturday or Sunday.
Yep, it'll be a fun weekend. But yeah, last comments. Huge thanks to I guess Kono and Render on comms, and thanks to Kippy for the. Oh no, I guess it was Kono doing the restream. Kippy for the tracking. That's right. I'm looking at it now.
It was Renderer and me on comms. I was also restreaming, and Kippy was doing tracking for us.
Yeah, huge thanks, and thanks and GG again to Schulzer, and yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. See you next time.
Take it easy.
Well, with that, that is all we have on the schedule for today. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Dante versus Don Venier, which will be, I think that's game 2 of their 3-game series, or best of 3. And then, if needed, the next match will be at on the 4th at 7 as well. So, Renderer, did you have any final thoughts or comments before we wrap this up?
No. I just can't wait to see this. I can't wait for the rest of these matches to finish up, and once this whole tournament finishes up, I can't wait to see what all these runners have in store for us, even for myself too.
We have a lot of good things coming up. So thank you all for coming out. And with that, we'll be signing off.
Take it easy.